Well, now we're being asked to identify similar polygons. And remember now, polygons are similar if their corresponding angles are congruent and their corresponding sides are proportional. So here we got two triangles, and we're asked to identify if they're similar or not, and if so, write a similarity statement and a scale factor, and then explain our reasoning. So let's just take a look at what we have. Well, I see that angle N is congruent to angle R, and angle Q is congruent to angle S. And then I can reason by deduction that angle P is going to be congruent to angle T because of the third angle sum theorem. In other words, all the angles here have got to equal 180 degrees. And if angle N and R, as well as Q and S, are congruent, then P and T, angle P and T, must also be congruent. So let's see, I'm going to start to build our similarity statement because we're going to label our triangle as N, Q, P, and our second triangle is R, S, T. And we have already determined that angle N is congruent to angle R, and angle Q is congruent to angle S. And by that third angle theorem, we also then can conclude that angle P is congruent to angle T. Now all we got to do is find proportionality between the corresponding sides. Let's see, let's make this triangle, okay? All right, so let's see then. We would have, in our proportionality statements, we would have NQ over SR, and that would have to be equal to QP over ST, and then we would have to have a third, which would be PN over TR. Well, let's put some values in here because we've got the side lengths, and we see if we can get a proportionality statement, which then would lead us to a scale factor. So let's see, NQ, the length of NQ is 12.5 over SR is 10, and QP is 11.5. They're not making it easy on this proportionality, over ST, which would be 9.2, and that should all be equal to PN, which is 15, over TR, and TR is 12. All right, let's see. Maybe I could probably do this without my calculator, but let's go ahead and put this in here. So I'm going to put 12.5 divided by 10, and that gives me 1 1/4, but I want to see that as a fraction. And that is going to be 5 over 4. So 5 over 4. And let's see if that's going to be equal to 11.5 divided by 9.2. 11.5 divided by 9.2. That's also 1 1/4. So that's also going to be 5 over 4. And let's look at the third one, 15 over 2. Well, I see they're both divisible by 3. 3 will go into 15 5 times. 3 will go into 12 4 times. Shazam, we got proportionality. And our scale factor is 5/4. So we can say, yes, triangle NPQ is similar to, there's our little similarity symbol, triangle RST, because all of the angles are congruent by the third angle theorem. And we have proportionality with a scale factor of 5/4 on all our corresponding sides. And yes, they are similar.